Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Saturday, July 8th, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I nurture my flow to amp up my show. And today we have this full moon, powerful full moon in Capricorn. Now, obviously, we've been talking about this all week, so if you've been watching, you have the basic information, but I'm going to dive into it a little bit more. The reason why this full moon is uber powerful is because it's aligning itself with Pluto. So the full moon is happening at 17 degrees. Pluto is at 18 degrees in Capricorn. And so that's a real strong power duo. So people in general are majorly feeling this moon. Now, let me just mention, this full moon, just in case anybody's confused, it's happening at 9:06 p.m. Pacific time, which means that's like midnight, basically, 12:06 a.m. Eastern time, or even earlier in the day in like Europe. So if I'm saying it's on Saturday and it's Sunday for you, that's okay. You know, the energy still applies. So don't worry about that. Now, before we get into the business of this full moon, I do want to remind us all that full moons are like a graduation. They're a completion of a cycle. They're a completion of a 1 month cycle, but they're also from the new moon to the full moon, that whole cycle energy, but it's also a cycle that completes from 6 months. So this cycle completes from December 28th when we had our last new moon in Capricorn. So what has happened in these 6 months? Just take a little look at that, because this has been a power-packed 6 months that we have gone through. And that's kind of the theme. That's not kind of the theme. That's totally the theme of this energy, is a return to power. So before we get into the full moon, I want to just visit the aspects that happened beforehand, and then we will dive full on into this. So we have the moon in Capricorn. That moon in Capricorn is meeting up with Neptune and Jupiter before reaching that full moon energy, that peak. So I do think that these are actually supportive energies to meet with. That moon sextile Neptune. We have Neptune retrograde in Pisces. It's closing out these old energies. This full moon energy is closing out old things. And I'm just going to show you these cards right now. I've got the Thunderbolt in reverse, I've got Guilt in reverse, and I've actually got Nothingness in reverse. And to me, these cards and that connection before this full moon, as we're shedding, going through this transformational energy, is saying, we've got to let go of these old things. And so this is a time to notice, is there something that you are holding on to that no longer serves you? And if so, this is such an ideal, beautiful, powerful time to hold some kind of energetic ceremony and let it go. And I recommended that to a few clients this week, and I recommend it to all of you. If there are things coming up in your life that it's time to say sayonara to, write it out, do a ceremony, fire, water, bury it, whatever works for you. Earth could be very powerful, burying this, giving over to fertilizer for the earth, as this full moon is in Capricorn, although the water can be powerful too, as the sun is in Cancer. So whatever works for you, tune into your higher guidance, but this is a powerful time of release, and it's like drawing that energetic boundary will be very powerful. Drawing that energetic boundary that shows the universe you are committed to your self-love. And that's that moon square Jupiter energy. So that square means there may be some resistance. And I think some of that resistance may be still holding on to that old theory, old concept of responsibility. And instead, with this powerful new moon or full moon energy, I am hoping to help you shift from responsibility to responsibility. Responsibility is your PowerPoint. Honestly, being in responsibility, meaning you respond to life in a way that is true to you, that's when you tap into your full power. That's when you really tap into who you are. And that's what your power is, in who you are. So we have this opportunity, but there may be some resistance. You may be like, I may not be fully loving others if I, am not saying yes to everything that they need. You have to come to a place where you are true to you. That's going to nurture your flow and amp it up so that you can show. So you can show up stronger, better in your life. more aligned with your purpose. There's a strong energy of purpose. Capricorn energy is aligned with purpose. And so when you align with that purpose, you also will sink into your power. So anyways, we have those two things. Now there's one other thing I want to mention before we get into this full moon energy fully diving into it. I'm very excited about this full moon. We have a lot of inconjuncts going on. And inconjuncts is when, things aren't really seeing eye to eye. So we're actually building into an inconjunct tomorrow between Mars and Saturn. Saturn rules Capricorn, so Saturn's definitely playing a part in this. And that inconjunct is like, well, we're not really seeing eye to eye. We're not really in the flow with this. This is where you're like, wait. Can I see eye to eye with myself? Can I pull out and be true to myself? The other inconjunct, there's actually 3 inconjunctions going on. We have Mars and Saturn, 22 degrees, master level degree. Saturn retrograde in Sagittarius is like, keep flushing out those old conditions, those old theories, those old philosophies of other people, that knowledge that you've collected, and come back into this thing, this mastery that's true to you. Mars in Cancer, not seeing eye to eye is like, it's going to feel a little uncomfortable. It might ruffle some feathers. You must be true to you. We have an inconjunction between Lilith in Sagittarius and the Sun, and Lilith is, again, you've got to be true to you. You have to stop putting everybody else's needs first. That is responsibility, and it's not even very responsible, because then you're not making anybody else responsible. You're just responsible for the world. So you've just basically put on a world backpack and you're like, I will just carry everybody. That's not responsibility. That's savior complex. So it's letting that go and be like, how am I true to me? What is my next step? What is my flow? So Lilith is helping us get into that. And again, it may not be comfortable, but it's true. You've got to be true to you. And then the other in conjunction is that Jupiter-Neptune in conjunction. They're finishing up at this 14-degree energy, but that Neptune connection in this may be where we are still following these past energies, and we have not quite let go of that guilt. But like I said, these cards to me is saying, no, we're letting go of this guilt. This isn't going to get us anymore, because we are stepping into our power on this next level. And that to me is this full moon energy. Now, it's not a wham bam, thank you ma'am kind of full moon. This full moon, like I said, is happening at 9:06 p.m. Then, like 2 hours after that, at 11 p.m., we will have the moon conjunct Pluto. And then later in the day on Sunday, we will have the sun opposite Pluto. So it's this power-packed energy is definitely expanding. Sometimes it's like you hit the peak of the moon, you're like, relief, and you still feel it for the next couple days, but it feels like relief. That intensity is going to be sustaining itself. Pluto energy is the energy of rebirth. It is the energy of transformation. These rebirths, this transformation, this phoenix process that happens is for empowerment. Now, it's interesting because a lot of people will talk about a lot of different subjects when it comes to Pluto energy. They'll talk about sexuality in regards to Pluto energy, which definitely has its piece. And they'll talk about the death process, which again, as the Phoenix process, it has its piece. But I'm always interested, what's the highest and best? I'm a Sagittarius. What are we taking aim at? And what we are taking aim at is the empowerment. So how do we work with this energy? How do we become empowered in and through this? The number one thing is taking that responsibility. How are you responding to what's showing up? I think another thing is realizing what true power is. I do believe true power is in our response to whatever is in our life. Are you showing up for yourself? Are you practicing the energy of self-love? Because ultimately, to me, that's the core of power, is love. And getting into the Sabian symbols from the Astrological Mandala book, I love the Sabian symbols. The Sabian symbol for Capricorn, 17 degrees. A repressed woman finds a psychological release in nudism. And it goes on to say, the escape from bondage to social inhibitions and a reliance upon the wisdom of the body. To me, this is not about getting naked literally, but this is about getting naked in your power, naked in your love, instead of all these conditions the world has put upon us. Can you be true to yourself? Can you be true to your heart? Can you be true to the original spark? And that's what the sun in Cancer at 17 degrees is bringing into this union, bringing into this connection, is that original spark. So the Sabian symbol for Cancer, 17 degrees, the unfoldment of multi-level potentialities issuing from an original germ. The keynote is the life's urge to actualize one's birth potential, your purpose. But that original germ, they speak of the germination of a seed, but it's the original spark. And what is the original spark? I believe the original spark is love. As I was sitting here feeling through these energies and like, what is this? What's really going on? Help me feel it. That's what I was feeling. Is like this original spark of love that was the universe before creation came into whatever that was. But it was like, I want to have something for this overflowing love to bestow it on something. And there, bam, we have creation because it was just this desire to express love. This is the core of us, the spark of us, the seed of us, the germination of us is love, and it is the expression of love. And it is your personal responsibility to show up in love in your life. And when you do that, you will be in your power. You will be in your purpose. And that is the purpose of all of this mayhem that has been going on as we build into this energy. And nobody's immune from it. Like, I'm a very happy person. I've got to say, every day I'm like praying to the universe. I told a friend this. I need more grace than I thought. That's a Rumi line. But I need more grace than I thought. My mom is very challenging for me, and it is her birthday, and she is feeling, as a Cancer, all of the feels that are coming up with this moon, in addition to having, a few other issues on her plate. How can I show up in love has been my question. How can I show up, be nice, be kind, be loving, not take on her things, be responsible for me, but still be kind and be loving. And so I do feel like that's what's being asked of us. And I have the Lover's card, of course. So we show up first in this self-love and let this overflow. And that is our personal responsibility. This is so powerful. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be all sunshine and roses, but I actually do have a really good feeling about this transit in general, having these energies reversed. It's like, no, we don't really have to focus on the thunderbolt, these things that have been shook up. We don't have to focus on the guilt. What we do need to focus on is the love. And as a secondary mantra for this energy, one of my favorite Sanskrit mantras is Aham Prema, which means I am divine love. So as you find yourself moving through this, as the feels come up, in order to nurture your flow so that you can glow up, so that you can show up in and through this energy, in the divine purpose that the universe has said, remember, Aham Prema, I am divine love. And that is the source of your greatest passion. That is the source of your greatest pleasure. That is the source of your greatest power. Wow, the 3 Ps. Passion, pleasure, and power. Hello. When we can tap into this love energy. Now again, not everybody's going to see this eye to eye. There may be challenges coming at you. How do you keep showing up in light? In love, actually. Well, in light too. That works too. So the other card that I have is the slowing down card. This is the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady takes every step with purpose. Again, Capricorn energy attunes us to our purpose. It attunes us to our mission, why we are here. And why we are here is not to be the savior. Why we are here is to show up and do our part in this thing. Again, our responsibility is to our power, and our power is to be true to ourselves. Our power is responsibility. Oh, it's one of those nice little things. So make every step, make every word, make every movement purposeful in and through this energy. And with that, I'm actually going to show you my card from the Power of Love. Mercury in Leo. We are getting these lessons this year in love, how to show up and expand our hearts. And I do feel like this full moon energy is a big catalyst in and through this. So, purpose. You possess the determination and dedication to consciously demonstrate love. And I forget what it was that I was going to say in here. I was going to read something, but I don't know. But basically, now is the time to be the change that you wish to see in the world. And being a person of integrity is your goal. Be integrity with your responsibility. Integrity is another ultimate high-level Capricorn energy that you can bring forth. Be true to you. Integrity is being impeccable with this soul energy, this soul spark. So, to finish, as we engage in love, as we engage in this Aham Prema energy, from the yantra cards, of course, I have the moon. Be the moon. Reflect the beauty of the love of all of the universe that is coursing through you in each and every moment. Moon, nourishment, self-love, self-care. How many different ways can you nourish yourself? Heart-soothing, self-care. Show up for yourself. Show up in love for yourself, and it will overflow. This is your divine responsibility. Self-care is a divine responsibility, and this is your opportunity. And beyond that, I also got lotus petal, purity. Take some time to think outside the box. Soften, fluidity, femininity, nurture, softness. Be loving unto yourself in and through this energy. Again, I'm not saying that there won't be any hard things, but to me, it's like we've had a lot of these Pluto instances along this week. To me, it's like the stuff's done. Now you just got to process it, and you've got to process it by taking slow, purposeful steps into your purpose and by showing up in love. So this is a really, really powerful energy. Again, it's not going to be wham, bam, over. It's going to be continuing as the sun will dance with Pluto later on Sunday. But really, show up for yourself. Nourish yourself. Be the moon. Reflect that light. Namaste, the light in me. You can't really see the whole shirt. Namaste, the light in me reflects the light in you. Namaste, the universe. Reflect the light of the universe. Reflect the love of the universe that is coursing through you, but start first with yourself. That is the essence of showing up. That is the essence of personal responsibility. So, yay! Happy full moon in Capricorn. I love you. Thank you for joining me. You can always book a reading at GaiaBlooming.com, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.